Deputy President William Ruto has asked African countries to protect their farmers by buying local products as part of efforts to boost production. He said there was need to come up with measures aimed at protecting local industries and farmers from cheap imports, urging African countries to trade more with each other.
We also thank NEPAD for the leadership that it's been displaying for over the last...
Now our members...
Okay. Congratulations. How are you, my friend? Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Minister from Uganda.
Yes. We look out for you.
The Honorable Minister from the Gambia. Yes, we'll pass on.
Pues kuna kundoso ni kombosi nisonge.
The Africa Continental Free Trade Area is a logical next step in our national vision of greater integration. This platform is therefore perfectly at home here in Nairobi because it is the site of engagements and conversations that are most pertinent to our transformational agenda. I want to persuade you as leaders in our continent, political leaders, knowledge leaders in our continent, that this is our moment to take the steps that will change the fortunes of our continent. Looking at the Continental Free Trade Area, we are looking at a huge opportunity. We are looking at taking advantage of the synergies that we can build in our continent, rather than the small competitions that always inform our borders and our countries. Those small competitions are way too small compared to the benefits and the synergy that comes with us being one trading bloc. And I really wish that these 2 or 3 days you will apply your minds, you will put your best foot forward, you will do the best you can so that we can have a concrete plan on how we can take advantage of the moment that we have of Africa being one trading bloc with close to 1 billion people, with a GDP of about $2.5 trillion, with a young population. We really have an opportunity here that we need to showcase and use to take our continent into the next level. With those, it has been said here that Kenya was among the countries that not only signed but ratified the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. And we did so out of the conviction that we are better off eliminating or using our boundaries not as barriers to lock us in poverty, but using our boundaries as bridges for us to share prosperity. It is something that we must come to terms with, that as they say, there is no free lunch. And this is not going to happen without us paying the price. Countries and nations in our continent must give up something for us to get where we want to go. If we continue with the tariffs that we have today on products from this country to that country, we will lose on the bigger game of trade and the benefits that come with that trade. And I know it is always a difficult decision because politics comes into play and people want to protect. And sometimes you end up protecting mediocrity. And it doesn't help. So the sooner we realize that sometimes it's good to give up mediocrity so that you can get a better trade-off. The sooner we realize that, the better. Free trade ensures that every producer is connected to the market through the most efficient system. Free trade evens out pricing imbalances, putting idle resources to high value production in terms of land and labor, and increasing returns to each. It creates demand for efficient technology, spurring innovation and optimal dissemination. Free trade ensures that complementarities evolve and improve in motion on the ground continuously.
Africa and her people can be proud of what is being achieved. And yet, African agricultural productivity needs to grow faster to keep up with population growth on the continent. African countries are experiencing rapid demographic changes and rapid changes to food system and consumption patterns. The impact of climate and other transboundary threats to production systems is expected to grow. All of these factors point to both opportunity and an urgent need for investment in agriculture and food systems. But public expenditure is beginning to wane across the continent. The Malabo Declaration, including commitments for public and private finance, is more important today than ever. As development partners, we look forward to continue working with you to deliver on your Malabo commitments. We can use this and future CAD partnership platforms to bring more political and technical focus to progress being made towards the Malabo goals by countries, subregions, and across the continent.
The CAD, a homegrown multi-sector stakeholder effort, remains our foremost initiative to overcome hunger and poverty and to seek to bring prosperity to all on our continent. We in the CAD Non-State Actors Coalition, the CNC, salute the efforts of the African Union Commission and the NEPAD agency in guiding all member states of the African Union to effectively conduct participatory, evidence-based biennial reviews on the progress we are making, or the progress we are not making, for that matter, on CAD implementation. Clearly, the role of partners such as the International Food Policy Research Institute in this process is highly commendable. During this 15th CAD PP, we are all focused on the key issues of tripling trade and taking advantage of the now authorized Continental Free Trade Area. Ladies and gentlemen, we now owe it only to ourselves to ensure the free trade area is a success. Let us work together to identify all the remaining challenges that our traders, our exporters, our importers face as they try to take advantage of the pronounced free trade area. We should share information on types of goods and services demanded in our respective countries.
Need to continue to innovate in a way that brings farmers and farmers' organizations to engage and participate directly in determining and driving the African agriculture transformation agenda within the context of the free trade, the continental free trade area. The challenge of increasing productivity must be addressed in a more systematic and multi-sectorial way by handling together the issue of education, finance, environment, trade, and industrialization, among others. This will have to be factored into one single and complex equation if agriculture is to transform. On some of these policies, the regional level is essential. That is why, as from now, we'll be exploring all opportunities accessible to us in our facilitation role as we look forward to strengthening our cooperation with the regional economic community. When you think of all the conflict we have, whether those conflicts are local, whether they are regional or global, these conflicts are often over the management, the distribution of resources. If these resources are very valuable, if these resources are scarce, if these resources are degraded, there is going to be competition. And she added, we are sharing our resources in a very inequitable way. In a few decades, the relationship between the environment, resources, and conflict may seem almost as obvious as the connection we see today between human rights, democracy, and peace. We are confident at African Union and AUDA NEPAD that a new journey is starting with the African Continental Free Trade Area. Let's strive to empowering people, both men and women, as giving equal opportunity is a key to agricultural transformation. Let's walk the talk of the theme of the 15th PP meeting. Thank you.
The leadership of the African Union Commission under the new reform system are working to seriously address the good functioning of the African Union Commission. We need to take control of our destiny and stop blaming others. We need to work and work harder to reduce our talk. Africa wants to enhance trade and market access to accelerate agricultural transformation, but this cannot be achieved if we do not trade amongst our countries. If we do not competitively produce quality food for trade. We have got enough evidence and direction on how to go about the inter-African trade in the inaugural biannual review report presented at the January 2018 at the AU Assembly last year, which shows insignificant progress towards achieving the African Union's leaders' commitment of tripling inter-African trade in agricultural commodity and services. Boosting inter-African trade in agricultural commodity to reach a target of tripling current level has been in our horizon for the last 5 years. It is important that we take concrete steps over next 6 years towards the ultimate year of 2025. I think we can do this. I think we can do this starting now. Experience from other countries or other continents has shown that the target of tripling trade in certain type of commodity is achievable with concrete effort. Brazil managed to improve poverty and food insecurity statistics in 10 years. We can make agricultural transformation happen by 2025. I believe it. To borrow President Obama's famous campaign slogan, it's son of the Republic of Kenya, yes we can. Yes, agricultural transformation is possible so long as we commit technically and financial resources to our national National Agriculture Investment Plan. Yes, the current drawback of local market access can be a thing of the past. If we reform and harmonize our policy with the objective of enhancing the business environment. Therefore, let us not only debate but take action on how to attract funding from public and private sector to enhance intra-African trade and catalyze agricultural transformation in Africa.
The theme for this year's 15th Cardiff Partnership Platform is enhancing trade and market access for accelerated agricultural transformation, which is in the context of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement that was adopted in Kigali in March 2018 by the African Union Assembly. The theme resonates well with the role that intra-African trade in agriculture can and should play in driving economic growth while overcoming the challenges involved. We are all hopeful that with increased intra-African trade, agriculture will play an even more central role in transforming African economies. There is urgency in what we must do to move in this desired direction. I expect that in the next few days, the proposals to accelerate achievement of our goals will be identified.